If this gets worse, I will be leaving this country.
Right. So in a way, this is technically part 2 of my Online Safety Act / censorship rant, or whatever the government is doing. It's not necessarily to do with the government, but in a way it is. Imagine, if you will. Not even imagine, just go on TikTok or Instagram Reels or even YouTube and listen to people like Dylan Page or other British people who are pissed off at the Online Safety Act, at things getting restricted from people, at all the verification checks online, where you are forced to either use some crappy AI tool to verify that you're of age, or to submit your identity to third-party organizations, to corporations who knows who they might sell the data to, what they might do with it. Dylan Page and such British people who are pissed off at those things say that if it continues, they're going to move out of the country. They're going to move abroad, where those laws don't exist or are very low compared to the ones in Britain. Now, I've got a few bones to pick regarding that. Unfortunately, the reality is that pretty soon no country is going to have privacy. Britain started it, America followed, Australia did as well, and the EU is also starting something similar. Where are you going to move? Where do you think you're going to move where you're still going to have freedom of speech? Proper freedom of speech that you actually want. Now, I hope this doesn't happen, but the current reality of it is, and looks like, it will happen, unfortunately. So where are you going to move? Now, if you do find a place, congratulations, well done. I'm sure you have the money to actually move and have the freedom to do so. But again, put yourself in my shoes. I'm blind. I don't have a job. I'm looking for work. But no matter how many skills I put on my CV, no matter how much experience I have, nobody wants to hire a blind guy. I'm going to tell you this now though, according to many people who I have worked for, I've heard that at times, quite often even, I work much better, much more adequately than a sighted person. Funnily enough, just to put a little bit of humor into this, last time I worked, me and a few of my colleagues went to a mini golf course to have a game, and all of the other people were sighted. I was the only blind person. I won first place. Just a humorous example though. However, I don't even get a chance to prove myself, so I can't even get a job. And in the rare cases that I do, it's very rare and it's temporary. So how can I even earn money if it's not using benefits like PIP or universal credit? Now, thankfully, PIP actually lets me continue earning PIP and working, unlike certain benefits in America, which is good, because often when I do have jobs, it's not enough for me to actually live off of. So no, Dylan, other people who simply say they're gonna move if things get worse, I can't do that. Now put myself in my shoes. Imagine if you weren't as lucky. Imagine if you weren't as privileged. Imagine if you didn't have a job like a news person that's praised all around the world. Imagine if you didn't earn that much money. You wouldn't even have the freedom of speech, but also to say that you're gonna move, because you physically can't. And not only will I be restricted with speech and what I want to say, if it does come to that, which it hopefully doesn't, but it most likely will, but I won't even be able to move until I eventually somehow find a job and earn enough money, save enough which is even hard because I can't even save, because all the money that I do get, I spend for my life. I spend to live. You should feel lucky and privileged that you have the freedom to say you can move, that you're going to move, because of some shitty rules that will be imposed on us. But many of us can't. And you should take that into consideration. You're not the only one that's alive. Continue doing your work. Continue reporting about what's going on. Continue sharing online the hate and anger you feel regarding the current and near future laws that are to come to place, because you shouldn't feel that you will need to move countries. Most of the people even saying that are native Brits. They were born here. And it's ridiculous to hear British people say that they will have to move from a country they were born in, from their home country. But even so, don't say you're gonna move. Just continue helping those who actually can't move, who are forced to stay here because of either the benefit system or the fact that corporations or organizations don't hire people like me, who don't have money because of those corporations or organizations, who are less privileged than yourself. Think about it. You're not the only one.